On the Brooklyn Bridge tonight, voices strong, knowledge tight. Thorough black talk in the air, changing minds, changing flair. From Brother Tad to Sister Kate, warriors got things to say. Sister Marcia brings the heat, Brother Blacksmith keeps the beat. Revolutionary waves they fly underneath the open sky. Every word's a call to fight. Tune in, feel the ancestral line. Thursday nights, the world will see Black Power Media on the spree. Facebook, YouTube, all align, breaking free from every bind. Social talk and politics, every voice breaks through the matrix. Commentary raw and true, for the many, not the few. Revolutionary waves they fly underneath the open sky. Every word's a call to fight. Tune in, feel the ancestral line. Ancestral line.
Standing strong on the bridge tonight. We got dreams and we got fight. Voices loud in the city's light. Change is coming into sight. History told by scars and pain. Echoes deep in every name. Legal truths we must reclaim. Through the storm and through the rain. Thorough black talk review. With Brother Tad, Sister K, Sister Marcia, Brother Blacksmith. Cut the check or no vote, yeah. Justice calls from open skies. Tis the fall, ain't no disguise. Marching forward, no surprise. Strengthen hearts, you can't downsize. Every voice a sweet refrain. In this fight we share the strain. Through the joy and through the pain, bound together like a chain. Thorough black talk review. With Brother Tad, Sister K, Sister Marcia, Brother Blacksmith. Cut the check or no vote, yeah.
Good evening, family. Welcome back to another edition of Thorough Black Talk with your sister Keisha, your brother Tad, Brother Blacksmith, and Sister Marcia will be joining us in a few minutes, family. I hope everybody has had a good new year so far. I literally just got off the plane and set up the log on. Let's get Brother Tad, Brother Black, Sister Marcia up on the Brooklyn Bridge. Here we go with OG Wisdom 5 podcast. Originator, creator, founder, and a master of many trades. Here we go with Brother Tad. OG Wisdom on the bridge. What's good? Happy New Year, Brother Tad. How are you?
Peace. Can you hear me clearly, sis?
I got you. I'm trying to work on my kinks behind the scenes.
I'm glad to be back. Peace to the family. Peace to everybody on the check-in. Happy New Year and all the good things that come along with it.
Yeah.
Prosperity, abundance, and staying sucker free. We got to do that every year.
Get off the Fat Joe roller coaster. Here we go. Brother Blacksmith, blogger, visionary, former merchant seaman. Here we go, Bronx finest in the building. What's good?
Chilling. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Happy New Year.
Salute, brother Black.
What's that? Some broken? That's some broken shit Tab made up or something?
Now I'm giving you. Praise to show my brother love. He just had a born day. Why am I echoing?
No, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Well, it's coming. Up.
Yeah. And you have one next week. Happy early birthday, my brother.
That's a fact.
Or however they do that.
You on mute, sis?
The problem is, I think. So
We can't hear you.
yeah, it's your mic, Brother Black. We're gonna have to mute you when you're not speaking, and then open you up when you are speaking.
On two.
Yeah, see, it's on his end. I told y'all they be doing it with Brother Black. Y'all don't listen to me. I told y'all they messing with him heavy.
Drones is looking for him. That's why they here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to stand down when he speaks. Go ahead, Brother Black.
What are you hearing?
We're getting feedback. It's huge feedback and echo whenever you speak. Let me get Sister Marcia. East New York finest in the building.
I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Do that.
Yeah, let him go out and come back in. Sister Marcia, Happy New Year to you. What's good? Gotta unmute.
Happy 2025, everybody!
Oh man, no.
It popped off heavy.
Pieces. That was very, very extra.
Come on, it's New Year.
That was yesterday.
It's still today. It's every day. Every day we welcome a new congratulations that we're still alive. But yeah,
No
good
doubt.
to see everyone.
Pieces. Just came in on 100.
She hyped today. She hyped.
See, check this out, Marcia. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I was asleep for the new year. I've been sleeping for the past few years for the new year. I'm off that.
Listen.
Oh man.
It's always great to rest when seasons are changing and things are happening. So I congratulate you on your rest. You are allowed that. I think too many times they make us feel like if we're not partying, if we're not doing all of these things, then we're not great. And the best thing for us to do for our bodies, for our temples, is to rest, because Lord knows there's been members of our family who were never allowed to rest. And so if we can take that on for them, do that with pride. So don't say it like, oh, I wasn't blah, blah, blah. No, you were doing what you were supposed to do. And that's all.
Can I still say Ashe since I'm FBA? Sister Keisha, I can still say Ashe or... Okay, Ashe.
We saying what the hell we want to say. Whoever don't like it, see me outside on the bridge. I'm that thorough. I'm that girl you looking for. I'm the one. So bring your ass. But anyway, glad to be back with y'all again on the Brooklyn Bridge. Yes, Sister Marcia, I'll pull you out in the meantime. Glad to be black with y'all again on the BK Bridge. Like I said, I literally just came from the airport straight here. But my time on American Airlines was horrible. It wasn't the airline. It's fellow passengers. We'll get into that because another Black woman had a situation this evening or today with American Airlines, and it's now going viral on TikTok.
Wow.
With the passengers. And y'all heard me say on this platform many times, Now that the Trump era is in, all hell is going to break loose on us. I know a lot of people don't believe that because a lot of black people was out there team trumping it up, but all hell is going to break loose. And I almost went to jail tonight on a fence charge.
Mm.
It was that bad. So
You ran and got away?
no, I didn't have to run.
Okay.
I didn't have to run, but it was a situation where either he was going to die, I was going to die, or law enforcement. That's how bad it was. So I'll be calling my attorney once I leave here because I'm that done. And also, I was going through my messages and I see a story that popped up today of another Black woman who I believe was on a first-class flight to or leaving from Chicago. And I'm going to pull that clip up in a few minutes. She was didn't have a carry-on. However, she did have a backpack or a knapsack. And it was under the chair in front of her, as you normally would with such a package. The airline stewardess or steward asked her to put her bag in an overhead. There was no space in first class where she was above her. So she reached to the next open air compartment and tried to like slide the bags over. It was a regular backpack, so she could slide it in. A passenger who was sitting a few rows behind her, not in first class, jumped up and said, "Don't touch my bags." And she said, "I'm sorry." This was her reply. "I'm sorry. I didn't move anything. I just put my hand on it. I was just trying to see if there was space for me to put my bag here where the airline stewardess asked me to." Anyway, a few moments later, the man leans over to his wife or female companion and they mumble something to each other. And then he jumps up and he says, "I feel threatened for my life," even though this woman had no interaction with him other than her apology for putting her hand on his bag. The stewardess came out and said to the woman, the Black woman in first class, that she must deplane because now this is a racial issue. And I told you all that this stuff was going to be on 10 during the MAGA era, but y'all was out there championing. Well, this is just the tip of the iceberg. So for her to have that experience, and for me, now this is a white man just saying any old thing gets her thrown off her flight. The other problem we have is with immigrants, and that was my issue. Everyone is coming for us in a way that you all will not believe, to the point where this driver blocked us from leaving, from putting our bags in our Lyft car that I ordered outside of the airport. For those of you who travel, you know it's outside of Area D, right? Terminal 8, you already know that. But there is Terminal D where the Lyft rides are picked up. Anyway, the first driver who picked me up, my ride, I think, said 6 minutes. It ended up being 28 minutes. Not just that, he couldn't speak a lick of English. Then he drove me around the terminal, around. My husband and I asked us to leave because he had another passenger to pick up. So anyway, it's just the whole big thing. So I went on Twitter. I tagged various government entities along with Lyft, along with American Airlines. A couple of people have reached out to me. I'm not responding. They will respond to my attorney. I am dead serious. I am the Sue Queen. Okay? I'm not playing with people. But I want y'all to be alert because everyone is coming for us, especially because of the fact that we stand firm on our swear, on our identity, and our lineage. And I've heard conversations throughout my travel on this very same thing. So this is not something that I'm making up. This is not something that I'm implying. This is something that is and that will be. So just be careful. Just move about your P's and Q's because everyone got the bullseye on our foreheads right now. So let me just go through some quick shout outs and we'll get right back into it. Shout out to Sister Donna, Brother Kerwood out in Alabama. Birmingham, what's good with ya? I'm gonna tell y'all now, Alabama is popping. Alabama is popping right now. ATL was dead and so is Houston. Y'all got infectedness going on over there. So it's dead in those arenas. Yes. Shout out, Sister Marie. I got something I wanted to discuss. I might get into it. Matter of fact, I am going to get into it tonight because it's in topic. Someone who I admire and respect and have followed up until her transition. I have her book in one of my libraries, either up here, downstairs, or in the basement. But if you try to purchase her book today, it's going to cost you over $1,000. There are very few in circulation, and we'll discuss it because back then, in the early 80s, when she started talking about what we call today FBA movement, none of these esteemed scholars stood on a square. Now, they respected her work. I know that because they said it out of their own mouth, especially Dr. John Henry Clark. Definitely respected her. And as a matter of fact, worked with her on some things. But today, no one mentions her name after today. And I talked about her before on this platform. I want you to remember the name of Dr. Shashi McIntyre. Shashi McIntyre was a powerhouse. Y'all hear me? A force to be reckoned with. When no one was talking about this delineation movement and all of that, and she was. She was, and very much a Pan-Africanist. Don't get it twisted. But she stood firm on her square or her lineage. And we'll get into some of that a little bit later. Because see, you ain't going to see these videos on YouTube. I think Thorough Black Talk and one other channel has this clip available for you to view. There aren't many videos of Shashi McIntyre on the web. However, Keisha got a few. So I'm going to have to go through my DVDs and start uploading because this is nothing new. And this falls right in line. And again, the reason why I said that, Sister Marie, is because she originates out of that area. And then she later moved to Boston and then settles and lived her life here out in New York. So we'll get into Dr. Shashi McIntyre a little bit later. Shout out, Sister Debbie, what's good, what's good, what's good? Glad to have you Black on the Brooklyn Bridge with us. Big Ma, what's happening, brother? What's good, what's good, what's good? And definitely appreciate you checking out the OG Wisdom podcast as well. Definitely. We tag team over here. Right. For real. Sister Almanette too. The Midwest crew. What's good with you? What's good? Happy Black New Year. K Rush 409, Marie, Uncle Jesse. Pingo, what's good? What's good? Let's get into it. So while we were off, whole lot of stuff happened. Can't leave y'all for 2 minutes. And stuff started happening. You had a Tesla Cybertruck explosion. You had another truck explosion or in New Orleans or running through the crowd, ran his truck through the crowd in New Orleans. You have Tish James removing herself from this investigation with a top cop here in the city of New York, Jeffrey Madry. So we got a lot to discuss, but I'm going to open the mic to my brother Black because brother Black got the 1-2 for y'all. And then we Tad, Ashe, and brother Black. So go ahead, brother Black. You got it.
What happened to Sister Mama?
She'll be back. Go ahead, brother.
Hello?
She'll be back. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Yeah, a lot is going on. I don't even know where to start. Well, let's start with false flags, what I believe is false flags. Now that we've conditioned ourselves to, now that these supposed drones, orbs, whatever you want to call them, have gone all over the world, I guess they had to change the narrative on the news to all these false flags that happened, including the Tesla truck blowing outside of a Trump building in Vegas, as well as the dude from Texas who went to New Orleans and ran into a crowd of people. Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
gonna ask you to go out and come back in because even in the audience saying it's a really bad connection. So we're gonna let Brother Black try to work out his connection in the back, and we'll bring Sister Marcia back up on the Brooklyn Bridge. So I don't know if you heard Sister Marcia, but a lot of our scholars, a lot of our people, when you talk about master teachers, they talk about Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben, and we want to give honor to them tonight, their Earth Day. We want to remember them, but no one, Sister Marcia, talks about Dr. Shashi McIntyre, and I know why. But what do you know about Dr. McIntyre? Marcia?
Yes.
Or if you don't,
I honestly say I don't know much of her. I may have seen her work, but to venerate her name, I will not do that. I cannot do that.
Okay, great. And I know why. Most people don't talk about Dr. Shashi McIntyre or don't know much about her. Is because, to be frank, our understanding of history, philosophy, and our conception of how we should engage with research and understanding of that, we study just like white folks. If white folks don't talk about great white women, and black men don't either. They don't. And I'm not talking about us in this sphere. You know what I'm talking about when I say they don't. They don't. That's why you rarely, I think it may be about 3 or 4 videos of Dr. Shashi McIntyre on YouTube, I believe. And they're very, very short. But she was a force to be reckoned with. And I am humbled and thankful and blessed that I had the pleasure to sit at her feet and learn. So when you talk about this FBA movement, if you will, she was talking about these things way back in the 80s, way back when. And she said that for some people, it could be problematic, but it also can be a movement. But I won't say nothing. I'll let Dr. Shashi McIntyre tell y'all, and then we'll listen. We'll come right back and we'll discuss it. Now, while we are on, some of you can Google and find out some more information about her if you want to. Okay, let's listen to Dr. McIntyre.
With African-centeredness, you've got to begin with Africans. You've got to begin with Africa. Now, I'm an African Native American. That bothers a lot of people because they want me to be just the African. But my husband's African, Jamaican, Caribbean, West Indian, whatever, comes up. My father was African Canadian. Everybody's African Ghanaian, African Nigerian, African Brazilian. Only African Americans are just African.
Now I'm gonna pause that. That for a minute. Hold on. Let's get the crew back in here. I'm gonna pause that for a minute. Are we not hearing the same verbiage today? When we do it, it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? She was talking about this back then. So let's continue with Dr. McIntosh. And we'll get back into it. Here we go, family.
Now, that's not a criticism. That may be a very powerful position because we represent the diaspora and we work together. But it requires some insights. It requires us to move consciously to a level where when we think about Africa. Now, most of you think that the indigenous people in this hemisphere, or most of you have been taught that the indigenous people in this hemisphere came over the ice bridge in the Bering Strait. No, ain't no black people been running all through Asia and come running across no ice bridge and come running down here from Vancouver down to Tierra del Fuego in South America, peopling this continent. Do you believe that? Do you really believe that? I mean, I know Diop says it, Diop says it, Jake Anti-Diop says it, I know Ivan Van Sertima says it, I know all of the scholars say it, but I am telling you, in my African Native American soul, I know ain't no little black people went running over no ice bridge to populate this hemisphere.
Okay. Okay.
Woo,
Okay.
woo.
Okay. So when people say this is some new thing, it's new to you because you didn't know about it. You wasn't down back then. You wasn't around back then. It's not new. And I know she is sitting high on her grave right now because she was pushing for this back then. Let's continue.
Guess where the hypothesis came from? It came from Thomas Jefferson popularized the idea. At the time, he was stealing the land in the Louisiana Purchase. It came at a time when they wanted you to think everybody in this hemisphere was also an immigrant, so they were just later immigrants, so then they, therefore, would be entitled to the land. Are you following me? Come on, most of you have native.
Are we hearing that now? Are we hearing this now? And Darcy McIntyre told us back then. Yo, Thorough Black Talk, we were digging the grates on your ass. Here we go.
American indigenous blood. But if everybody was started in Africa 40, 50, 100, 200,000 years ago, we weren't afraid of the ocean. Europeans are afraid of the ocean. They got the Loman monster, they're afraid of the sea. The Irish nearly starved to death because they didn't know how to fish. Tell them something. The so-called pilgrims in Plymouth, if it weren't for Massasoit and Somerset and Squancho, would have died. And you all wouldn't be around here celebrating the first harvest, which you mistakenly call Thanksgiving. And those dishonest suckers wrote back to England and said the natives are now paying us tribute after they got through saving these poor suckers from starving to death who had just gotten off of a boat that they stayed on for an entire year because they didn't know what to do on the land until the Native Americans said, this is how you plant corn. This is how you toil the soil. This is how you fish, you dumb suckers. This is real. This is real. If you want to be African, you have to be African. You have to think, what would the world be like if there were I think this all the time. It won't be difficult once you get in the habit. What would the world be like if there were no white people?
Gotta gotta love it. Got to love it. Get to learn Dr. Shashi McIntyre. Get to learn Dr. Shashi McIntyre. And her most profound book, right now, is over $1,000. It's over $1,000. Okay? I dare you. You can find a used copy for 900 and something maybe. Go ahead. AV Books, none of these other outlets got it. It's gone. It's finished. Sorry, I thought I pulled that out. But yeah, none of this is gone. It's finished. It's finished. You can't even get a copy. Maybe DTLR. You should reach out to Brother Quasi and see if he got a copy. Because I challenge y'all to go find one. Go ahead. Brother Ty, your thoughts on Dr. Shashi McIntyre?
Peace to the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
McIntyre. A lot of, sis, I always talk about rhetoric. A lot of times our folks regurgitate things because it sounds good. They hear a master teacher say it, but negate their own personal experience. I'm so in agreement with everything she said. That's something I said on Doggy Show. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds. Why is it that Haitians could be African Haitians, Jamaicans could be African Jamaicans, Brazilians could be African Brazilian, but Africans in America can't be Africans in America? Why do we have to be just Africans, which is such a broad general statement? It says where we're from. It doesn't describe who we are. And then it in essence negates the diaspora, because Pan-Africanism is about the motherland as well as the African people in the diaspora. So America's not part of the diaspora. I mean, all the great leaders and teachers and scholars came here to join the fight. We're not valuable. But again, it flies in the face of common sense and knowledge, because like you said, sis, we study like white folks. We think it's linear. We don't take the peripheral knowledge. We don't take in consideration the political atmosphere, the cultural atmosphere, what people were really doing. And plus, it's just logic. People have a problem with FBA because we can prove who we are, where we from. Like, I'm starting to question, do some of these people know their own daddies? Is that the problem you have? We constantly.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because while you're talking, I'm going to pull up your Facebook page because I want people to understand. Like I said, Shashi McIntyre, the esteemed Dr. Shashi McIntyre, was talking about this way back when. This is her most proliferated book, right? Criminalizing a Race, Free Blacks During Slavery. Y'all see that price?
Yep.
Okay. Because you can rarely find this book right now. So I challenge you, go ahead. Find a book, her book, this book here, less than $900. That's your challenge. Go ahead.
Yeah, sis, and in Pan-African paradigm, we constantly talk about the veneration and honoring our ancestors. But wouldn't it be fitting to honor the ancestors we know immediately, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our parents, because some of us parents are no longer here? Wouldn't it be fitting that we honor them in that bloodline, as opposed to a group of Africans that we don't know? Because regardless to the first, like me, I can trace one of the first Africans on my mother's father's side of the family to landing in South Carolina, right? But we don't know what his real name was prior to getting on that ship. We don't know what part of Africa he came from. We know he left out of Sierra Leone over in West Africa, but was he already on the west coast of the motherland, or was he marched from the interiors? That I do not know. I pay homage. I'm thankful for the resistance to continue to fight for me to be here, because had he gave up, he wouldn't have had his descendants, which is the Geechee Gullah part of my family.
Facts.
As me and Doggy laid out, like Shashi McIntyre said, some of our folks have been here.
Yep.
It comes from my grandmother's mother's side of the family, which we can prove. And one of the pictures is just labeled freemen, because we've always heard that we are indigenous here. And there were black people here prior to slavery if you study the history. Like but again, and I'm gonna make this short, it flies in the face of the rhetoric. We've been taught that we're slaves so long, we think we all were slaves. And granted, many of us have been impacted by chattel slavery. That's why it was called the peculiar institution. You don't realize why it was called peculiar, because it wasn't cut and dry. Free people, as we showed on the show before, there was kidnapping clubs. Free people that were here were kidnapped and placed into slavery. Not all of them necessarily came from Africa. All white people that was here were not free. Please don't, it wasn't always cut and dry. There were no white people in Europe. There were no black people in Africa. There was Europeans and Africans. Black and white was popularized here. We have to know that. Johann Friedrich Blumenbach created the classification of the races. So when we talk about racism, black people can't be racist because we didn't create that. We give white folks credit for that. They created racism through phrenology, and Carl Linnaeus through his plant and fauna classifications, and he considered us fauna amongst animals. We have to really study this thing and dissect it, because many people just started getting to the knowledge via the advent of the internet and YouTube. Us four here on this platform been reading since the 90s, where you had to bookstore hop and travel in and out of the city. You had to go different places and call bookstores. Do you have this book? If so, please hold it for me. I'm coming to get it.
Yep.
Yo, it's just, but I'm just glad we're peeling back the layers, because this is no knock on no other Africans, because we in this fight together. But please don't try to deny me my ancestral heritage, my bloodline lineage, because that's where you're going to get the problem from Tad from. Because I'm not going to denounce my bloodline to accommodate your rhetoric and make you feel more comfortable. That I'm not going to do.
Come on.
I'm off my soapbox.
Sister Marcia, your thoughts on the incomparable Dr. Shashi McIntyre?
I cannot wait to hear more. I'm excited to have a new person to add to my library of knowledge. And from what I've heard, I'm 100% in agreement. Like, I don't believe in the Bering Strait as the way that people traveled, because we know that the Moors traveled. We know that, all across the world, there's remnants of us in the most ancient way. And to say that, oh, there's no way that you could have done something, they like to diminish our accomplishments. And we like to, not we on this forum right now, but our people, unfortunately, like to echo that, oh no, we couldn't do anything else but blah, blah, blah. And it's unfortunate that we don't use our imagination, and that we think that our earliest people were just nobodies, and they created so much things that we don't even have access to, and we don't even research as a collective on what our people have truly contributed to the world. And so it's unfortunate, but I'm excited to hear more about Dr. McIntyre. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Dr. McIntyre.
Yeah.
You read it. You read it all over here. Thank you so much, brother.
Even he knew her very well. Sister Pat, she says, I love me some Queen Mother, and had an opportunity to shit. Yes. Y'all don't know. We've been in the trenches with folks. You know what I mean? So when I hear stuff, you don't know what you talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You wasn't here. You don't know what you're talking about. And, now, people believe for some reason or another. Tad, send me that link. If you could text it to me so it can make it easier. Your family's post. You can do that for me. That would make it easier for me. Yeah.
Now, my father's side or my mother's side? Which one was that?
I think it was your mother's side.
All right, because with my father's side,
And Dorothy posted the same thing.
okay, yes.
Okay.
But
So
with my father's side, we did all of the men from as early as 1868. Father to father to father, down to me, like down to just close to 200 years, like over 150.
Sister Pat says, stay on your soapbox, Taz. Speak that truth.
Thank
People
you,
don't
Sister Pat.
know. And let me tell you how the ancestors work. When you are doing divine work, they will be right there to lead you every step of the way. Now, these, y'all do that. I have no idea. Neither Tad nor Thee gonna ever call me and tell me what their topics are. Ever.
Nope.
So I'm sitting out on the veranda and just going through some things, and I said, I think Tad should have this today. And I sent it to him.
Yep.
So we chatting, texting with each other. I had no idea what his topic was. But the thing I sent him was right on time.
Yep.
And then right after I stopped texting with him, I'm going through, see, I have my little notebook here, because Sister Marcia said we got a plan for 2025. So I got my book here. So I'm writing my notes and, some things I want to do this year. And I flip, and who do I see? Because I got my master teachers list back here. On the top was Dr. Shashi McIntyre. I said, I got to send this to Tad. I got to send this. And I got to upload this joke. Now, I hope that people continue to share it, and I'll drop it in the chat. And you guys share it on your social media platforms, because this has to get out.
Yes.
This has to get out. And let me tell you something, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Ben, Dr. Claude, Dr. McIntosh, none of them messed with her. Go ask them. Go ahead. Go ahead. So when I hear comments by people like Fat Joe, KRS-One, and the others, it's disrespectful. And it's not the first time that, because I've been on this planet 54 years, and I've heard it throughout my whole life. Y'all don't have no coaching from people throughout the diaspora. My whole life, from elementary through my collegiate years. You know what I mean? I just came from Jamaica, and I put some people on blast on the street.
Yeah, man.
On the street. I got to hook the video up so I can show y'all. I'm playing. Put people up on the goddamn street, because everybody and their mama was in Jamaica this holiday week or whatever, because the Bob Cartel concert is going on.
Right.
So somebody asked me, I don't know them. They asked me, was I here for the Bob's? I said, no. I don't listen to him. She looked at me like I had 4 or 5 heads. I said, I don't listen to him. I thought I could give you a couple of tunes he made, but I don't listen to him. And he looks like a bleached cyborg, so I can't even look at him.
Yeah.
She started laughing, but then she was like, I can't believe you don't listen to Bob. I said, I can't believe that you do. But see, that kind of stuff scrambles my brain, and I ain't got time to have scrambled brain. So I'm getting old. I need to hold all my faculties. So it is what it is. But anyway, a lot of people were going down for the show. And, we sitting there and we talking about music and culture. Now, there are a lot of Black Americans, foundational Black Americans who live over there. I told you, I met one. She owns a resort down there. I stayed there, okay? Quite a few. Not one of them, not one, have interjected themselves into Jamaica's parliament. Not one have spoken against. And these are people with money. Let me just put it that way. They got money, okay? Not once did they disrespect the culture. They live over there. They produce their own businesses, and they're thriving over there. I can give you 3 businesses over there that are excelling at a rapid rate, so much so that they've changed the culture of Negril. The Prime Minister himself says Negril is the new go-to. that they are pumping money on top of money on top of money for more development in the grill. Now, let me tell you, this is where them 3 black women is who got money. Why do you think that the prime minister said that Negril is the new happening place? It's because these 3 women made it so. One owns a resort, one owns a cannabis business, and the other one is a media content, and she's in her 70s. She got more pull and clout in the grill than people who born and raised there. But not once. And I follow her. Been following her for years. Been following Misty for years. An older black woman who moved to Jamaica after being diagnosed with cancer and cured herself and been living there ever since. But anyway, none of these entrepreneurs, proprietors, ever disrespect the culture, the music, said they founded anything, that they was there when it happened. None of this old kind of stuff. But when it comes to us, we got to lay here and just accept it. We just got to accept it. We just got to take it. No matter what. Who says what, we just take it. And I find that to be problematic. That's not Pan-Africanist. That's the one-sided stuff. You see what I'm saying? So when I heard Fat Joe's comments, shout out to Doggy Diamonds TV, he's been doing a damn thing about exposing his food. And his
So he had his foot on his neck.
What?
Doggy, you ain't gonna let him breathe, huh? He was like, nope.
So while I was down there, we talk about the vibes and reggae music and dancehall and all this old kind of stuff. I asked, who do y'all think created hip hop? All of them said Black Americans. They couldn't give me a name because they know it. It's the when you come here, you start the bullshit. Yep. Knock it off. Knock it off, Fat Joe. None of us got your goddamn catalog. None of us. None of us. You mad corny. And if it wasn't for the black people that you put on Temple Squad, nobody would know who the hell you are. Why you not singing bang up? I don't hear none of that shit. None of that. KRS-One. So disrespectful. When your ass was homeless and eating breadcrumbs, we invited you to into a culture and a paradigm to make you millions. Why didn't Morgan Heritage build one for you? Where was Bob Marley's drawing for you? You had none. Lauryn Hill did a melody of hip-hop album with reggae influences. Not once did she say she created the shit. I don't want to hear that anymore. Stop being disrespectful. I don't care if your dusty ass use the comb, a brush, you driving the car, you can turn on a light bulb because that filling is still working in there. You can have an open heart surgery. You can get blood plasma. You can secure your home. Your ass can get your cataracts fixed thanks to foundational Black Americans, and I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear that anymore. Give respect where respect is due. Or, Fat Joe, you know, right now, Puerto Rico ain't got no damn lights. Where you and J-Lo at? Oh, but wait, didn't Fat Joe say he didn't give a damn about that?
Yep.
And a lot of y'all get things confused because somebody speaks a Spanish language. There are white people in Puerto Rico, white people in Dominican Republic, white people in Ecuador, white people in Venezuela, just like you have here. And they speak with the same accents and fluidity as the natives, just like they do here. When somebody starts flicker, you bring them into the fold. Who gave permission to Fat Joe to use the N-word and everybody else? See, this is why I said on Taz Show, I call bullshit on a lot of these tough dudes. Because y'all let a lot of stuff slide that you shouldn't have let slide. So I'm putting you on blast. Or those who pretend to be tough dudes. How about that? The pretenders. You all let that happen. Eminem can say it, but The culprit is Dr. Dre. You brought his ass in here, but y'all still bump Dr. Dre with his corny ass. And that album he did with Snoop is trash. I don't care. I tell his mama it's trash. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox because I get a little riled up. I just want us to be
And
better.
rightfully so. Rightfully
Get
so.
get your foot off our back because we fighting back. And I was chatting with Sister Marcia. She said she wished there was more organization in it. But one thing I know about studying history, and I don't think I relayed this to her, but one of the things that I know about studying history is there have been a lot of organization. You can go back to the 30s, the 20s, 50s, 60s, 70s. There was lots of organization. They all failed. They failed. So maybe that's not the way to go. Got to study mistakes. Let's do something different. Let's cause mass confusion and chaos because then maybe it already got people talking.
Yeah.
Before you wasn't saying nothing. And Black people were just eating it. We've been eating it. Trust me on that. We've been eating. Listen, go to the Bronx. Them gualas ain't letting you in their damn house if you Black. Period. They ain't rocking with you on that level. They not. You date somebody from the Guala group, why you gotta have one of them? Why you dating one of them folks? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I will embarrass everybody. Y'all better cut it out. I'll go from nation to nation and embarrass everybody. Don't make me do it. Cut the nonsense. Stop the bullshit. Let's get back on track here, okay? So, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. We gotta move on. So, like I said, a lot of things have been happening in the news while I was going, and y'all just been letting things run amok.
We was waiting for you to come back.
I see that, Brother Tad, because I'm looking at these two criminals that murdered folks or unalive folks, I should say, down in New Orleans. Then you have Vegas. But it's alleged, and I'm still checking because, like I said, I just got back here. But the two culprits, both out of Fort Bragg. What the hell is going on in Fort Bragg? What the hell? Military folks? I don't know. I'm not a military person. What the hell is going on at Fort Bragg? Because too much stuff is happening over there. You know what I mean? Sister Pat said Fat Joe was trying to outshine Slick Rick the Ruler by singing his song on New Year. He always trying stuff. Since he has no talent. And if I want to be honest, and I might get some flack for this, neither did Big Pun. That's just my opinion. I listened, it's not good to me. Sorry.
I'm gonna be honest, I like Big Pun.
Okay.
But you know what I like too, real quick? Big Pun just said it was Black people music, though. He said that's why they said Boricua Morena. He said we were thanking them for letting us in to their music. That's Big Pun words, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing too, Sister Keisha, I got to send you this video where this guy was talking about prior to reggae in Jamaica. Before they had reggae, they listened to Black American music. He talked about the Black American influence in Jamaica.
How about country? I don't care what parish you go to, they listen to country music.
Yes, he talked about that too. And in fact, even Cool Herc talked, I'm gonna send you that too. Cool Herc talked about how he had to act like a Black American just to be accepted because women wouldn't give him any play because his thick accent and the way he dressed. So I don't know how they influence. Shout out to my brother B. He's a continental African. He was born here. His family moved him back to Africa as a little kid. Then he came back. But we were talking, and he was like, he understands the FBAs now more than before. Because there's people who not properly represented, and of course, people who are not from the soil is saying negative things about FBA. But I had to remind him, before hip hop was hip hop, what music was played? Aretha Franklin, Rocksteady, That Break. In fact, that's where Crazy Legs Crew got their name from. Aretha Franklin song Rocksteady. James Brown, of course, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson and the Jacksons. Black music rock parties before hip hop was really hip hop. In the early stages of hip hop parties, funk bass, like it's just too much going on. You think just about every rapper rapped over Good Times coming up, and not the television show, the song Good Times. Who made that? Chic? I forget who made Good Times.
Yeah,
Right.
she. I ain't like that either. I
Same
hate
on
that
Sunday.
goddamn song. Go ahead.
Oh, Good Times. Yeah.
Hate
Look,
it.
look. As a kid, I started.
Star Rogers. Hate him. Go ahead.
Well, those are the people who had the parties rocking prior to hip hop. But again, it was Black American music. So, and like I was explaining to them, nobody's playing Bob Marley to get the party jumping. Nobody's playing Tito Puente and no kind of. We couldn't even speak the language. So how can you influence us? We don't even know what the hell you're saying. So why would we even play the music? People are definitely being dishonest. And I told him, I said, that's the problem we have. It's not we don't love our brothers. I said, look, you're a continental African, right? But you my dude. If you get into it with anybody, you know I got your back. Even if they continental FBA, you my brother, I got your back. So it ain't about that. I said it's just about people telling the truth. And too often, people been constantly stealing from us. And we, the generation, we supposed to be the toughest. We saying we not going for it this time. And we not going for it no more because it's been done too many times. Every
Yes.
genre of music we created has been stolen except gospel. But they still try to wiggle their way in there and try to get in there. You know? You're saying some system else here?
Say gospel is stolen too. Like
I
if
don't know
you,
no white gospel.
say that again.
I don't know no good no. I don't know any white gospel artists. Let me say that.
They might not be white, but there are other ethnicities that is taking over the African gospel era.
They're
Thank
taking
you.
over.
They are taking the
Haitians.
Philippine Asians, the Filipinos,
I was about to say we
those South Pacific countries, islanders, they are heavy, heavy.
you know what I
And they are invited to these mega churches in Atlanta and Texas to perform. They are really doing big things
you know
or bad things
Also, people
because
who
we're
go to those
allowing them to
churches,
do. Say
for
that
the
again.
people who go to those churches, you should be ashamed of yourself. Matter of fact, go to the nearest wall and ram your head through it. Go ahead.
one thing I'll give Asians, they're honest about where they steal it from. Well, where it comes from. And to your point though, you know, we have to be the guardian of our cultures. We have to be the gatekeepers.
We have to be the vanguard. But
I'm not a church dude, so you know, I'll go once in a while because I'm black. You know, that's just part of growing up. You got to go to somebody's church. It's just visiting, just go say hi to everybody, you know. But it's no not because the church is part of the black culture. And if we don't preserve that, we'll lose that. Because remember, a lot of rebellions was planned in the church. In fact, Mother Emanuel Baptist Church, shout out to our brother Kev on the check-in, right? Mother Emanuel Baptist Church down in Charleston. Remember, that's where Denmark Vesey planned his revolt. But again, somebody who wasn't true to the mission ratted it out. And I had the dates because this was so long ago, but Dylan Roof did his dirt almost to the exact day of Denmark Vesey's rebellion down in Charleston, South Carolina. But many of us don't know our history. We don't know our story. We don't know how important the church was. It's really for the fun boys now. You know, that's where the deviants go hide. But back in the days, the church was the foundation of us organizing, the sense of our community. And we have to reclaim everything that we're losing. You know, remember Dr. Clark was a Christian. Baba Ishikamusa Barashango, who wrote African People and European Holidays, was a minister, an African-centered Christian minister. You know, so I don't throw away a lot of our people because and in fact, yeah, hold on one second, brother Black. And in fact, Sister Keisha, you sent me a video talking about Dr. Clark and things he said, you know, how to use your religion as a tool for your liberation. And that's what we encourage people to do. So the church has its place. You just got to keep them foreigners out, because had they kept them out, we wouldn't have had a Dylan Roof situation. But I digress. Yeah, Brother Black, you wanted to say something?
I don't know if I want to talk because I don't want to interfere with the continuity of the show, which is great right now. So I'm going to listen. If you need me to say something, put it in the chat and I'll just come on so I don't interfere with the flow of everything.
Yeah.
Brother Black,
too much volume on the mic.
Too today. You got a new microphone? Because
Nah, you know what? I think because of the time I'm in and some stuff I'm going through that I ain't gonna talk about, they really. Keisha already said it.
Right.
Erica said it too.
We're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at
Erica Badu said it too. The mothership can't save you, so your ass gonna get left.
That's why I packed light.
He came through with the heavy on that one, Ted. Here we go. Here we go. Now, I mentioned you guys several times on this platform that if you read a book called The Chinese Movement by a gentleman by the name of Michael Way, you will know that they studied the civil rights movement, the Black Power movement, for their movement, step by step. They got what they want. We still asking. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. But finally, they're admitting it. But we already talked about it. Here we go.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. But the problem is our communities are divided. For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too don't, in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with Black blood? I always tell people the day the Latino,
Facts. Facts. Nobody suffered the toil that we have. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We have laid on the ground for everybody. Everybody has, and like I said, when you go to historical society, forget the civil rights movement. We're going before that. Huh? The composite immigration movement. Who was leading that? Frederick Douglass. And they talk about it when you go to the historical society. Y'all, Sister Marcia right here. Don't believe me, okay? Before then, you owe. So when they come to you, when we talk about reparations and our delineation from the Democrat and Republican parties, and they say some foul stuff to you, then you can give them the facts, okay? None of you would have what you claim you have now until you get in trouble. We did it for you. It wasn't the other way around. You did nothing for me. Nothing. But my parents, my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, they did. As a matter of fact, I gotta mute you. As a matter of fact, a lot, and my Aunt Marie, she's probably in the chat. A lot of Puerto Rican families in New York owe their citizenship to my great-grandmother. Because when you came over back then, we talk about the 20s and 30s and 40s, when y'all came over then, you had to have somebody vouch for your ass. A lot of Puerto Rican families, Fat Joe, owe my grandmother, my great-grandmother. So you can run us a bag. Because you wouldn't even be here, son. Knock it off. Even one of the biggest liquor store brands in New York, or liquor store brand stores in New York, Rand's Liquors, been in Brooklyn since before all of us was born.
Shout out to Rand's.
They too, Jewish family, owe your citizenship to my great-grandmother. Run us a bag. So when people say we don't owe reparations, the hell you do. The hell you do. So, and I have proof. So, when we pushing reparations, either you fighting with us or get the hell out my way. But if you blocking me, I'm going to disrupt your life in a way that you wouldn't. Go ahead, brother. You want to say something?
Yeah, real quick. We need to, first of all, the FBA and anybody so concerned with it. How do I sound before I elaborate?
Very loud. Very loud.
Oh, okay, let me back up a little bit. Okay, the point I'm trying to make is we need to refer Fat Joe to a Puerto Rican like Roberto Clemente.
Give the people some info for those who don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, Roberto Clemente was a black Puerto Rican who acknowledged himself as black. He wasn't Puerto Rican first and forget about the affiliation with anything darker than what most Puerto Ricans look like. He was a black Puerto Rican. And there was a time, like Sister Keisha just said, that black Puerto Ricans were so rare in the United States, they had to mess with black people because on the island they played a racist game there too. I know Puerto Ricans as dark as I am. Puerto Ricans, as far as they know, their family go back. We have to remember the natives of Puerto Rico were black people named Arawaks. Period. And then
you don't get that confused. We talk about these crocodiles like Fat Joe, like Jennifer Lopez. Ain't no whore gonna tell me nothing. She's another one. You be quiet with your rotten twat. Don't start with me, because I want to embarrass people. And that's what we're gonna have to do, family. You have to start embarrassing people. Okay? So I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, continue, Black.
Telling they twat stink?
Right.
She got that Diddy oil on her.
So we just basically, the reason why I say all that is we just need to know that some of them know what time it is and they rock with us for real. But, you know, because of that mix, there's still a mix in there that, you know, they little like, you know, okay, which side is gonna, and of course, most people are gonna defer to Europeans. And if that's the winning side, stay over there and let us deal with the ones that, you know, we can talk to and at least we have a level of understanding. I don't know why these guys by now, and I said on this show a few years ago as well, that hip hop started with toasting and all this and that. And Herc is saying that that ain't true. So once he said it, it's like, who am I to say it ain't? He was the one that basically created the musical aspect of it to what it became today. So I'm not gonna go against Herc, and he was there. I mean, I was alive and hearing about it, but I was too young to participate at that time. So, you know, it's great that this is happening, and we need to get this word out because this is just as important as anything else that's going on in the greater out there. And with that, I yield.
And that's because Cool Herc know that's not the truth. And that's why we're so upset, because the people who were there, Cool Herc is not trying to take credit for starting it. He said and everybody know they put that on him. So, and since he's of Jamaican descent, because the problem is they don't want to give foundational Black Americans the credit. That's always been the case. You had the Meritorious Manumission Act of 1710, right? Where Black people could only get their freedom if you snitched on the rebellion, protected white people property, or made something that they could get paid off of. And that culture still exists to this day because everybody's getting mega rich off the culture except Black folks. And this is one of the reasons Michael was deleted. This is one of the reasons Prince was deleted. And that's in our time. That's in our lifetime. We're not even talking about the people prior to us in the 60s and 50s who were robbed and deleted for taking care of their business properly and not turning our culture over to people outside of the culture. We're supposed to get paid off what we made. If you don't, that's the working definition of slavery. You do all the work, somebody else get paid. That's the
Hey, I'm sorry, brother Ty, I don't want to cut you off. Please continue.
Oh no, I'll finish with the thought.
Okay. What I want to say real quick is contrast that what's going on right now with delineation with what's going on with 6 African countries now kicking France the F out of Africa, and them niggas is broke.
Yes.
Black is crazy. I can't. I love my brother.
I'm sorry.
He coming with the 1-2. You gotta laugh. I can't. Well,
You're 100% right. Here, and that's what we see globally going on around the world. Like you said, Sister Keisha, people are acknowledging in Jamaica that this comes from us. And the thing is, we're reclaiming all that was stolen from us. People back to Dr. Sashi McIntyre, with people having a problem with not claiming just African. Here's the thing. We literally built this nation. We literally built it. We made it the superpower and empire that it is, whether it was through our forced labor, whether it was through our inventions, whether it was through our cultural influence, whether it was our military presence and military acumen that helped this country win all the wars it was in. We deserve to be compensated when we have this conversation of reparations. And see, this is like, I got to drill this into people. This is the problem with non-foundational Black Americans. The moment you come here and get naturalized as a citizen, no matter where you're from, if you're from the diaspora or the continent, you are now a Black American. You just are. You're an American and you're Black. But here's the thing we learned through Kamala Harris and Barack Obama, 2 people who rise to the highest office in the land. You cosplayed us, but you didn't support the mission and agenda of the people you are cosplaying. See, this country had already made a promise and was in the midst of delivering on that promise in terms of reparations. Once Lincoln was knocked off, a lot of land was taken back from us. We was robbed. In fact, there was a Black woman just a couple of years ago who they were trying to steal her land that was in her family for generations. And Tyler Perry had to step in and pay that extortion fee, because that's all it is. Because this is what they constantly do, and we have to fight on all fronts. So whether it's expression of our culture or literally the land that our ancestors acquired and passed on, because land is the only thing they're not going to create more of. James Brown said that in, I believe, Funky President, Buy Land. I think that was the song. Just giving us basic instructions, putting it in the music, our culture, again, the foundation of hip hop. James Brown was a heavy influence on that, but we gave instructions. That's why hip hop was so important, because hip hop made a vocal political statement. Jazz, they said some things, it was an expression, a lot of instrumentation, but hip hop was just very rebellious against this system. We knew what we were fighting, and the young people were ready. But now the music has been stolen, perverted by those outside of the culture. And now when you fast forward to 2024, 2025, look at the behavior. When this is not our traditional or original culture. And I like to say a lot of this stuff I don't even claim. I don't claim Sexy Red and Glorilla and Young Dirk, and that's not my culture.
Hip hop and rap, bro. Hip hop and rap.
All right, there you go, Brother Black. Thank you. That is rap. That stuff they doing is not my culture. I will not claim it. I will not own it. In fact, I'm sitting here publicly denouncing that stuff. And we have to understand that that is not our culture. We have to reclaim our culture. But what's happening is these people done stole our culture, and now they perverted it and giving it to our children as this is who your people are. This is who they are. Y'all haven't created anything. Same lie that was told to Malcolm X. Same lie that was told to Dr. Clark. Your people haven't done anything. Your people haven't created anything of importance or significance. And that's what they're trying to say with hip hop. The most influential culture to come out of the Black experience, to tell you the truth.
From what borough of the city?
Brooklyn, come on, man, stop playing. We not giving it to the Bronx. Shout out to DJ Grandmaster Flowers and all those. We know Cool Herc bitch your stuff. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna do that. You know, but we have to stand on our square, and we appreciate our continental brothers and sisters, our diasporan brothers and sisters who are honest about this conversation of who created hip hop. Because if we're not gonna get honest, we can't speak the truth. And if we can't speak the truth, we can't get justice. And we're constantly fighting for justice. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like Sister Keisha's just us. Everybody else trying to ban the ship. You know.
Hey, it is what it is, Brother Tad. It is what it is. Sister Marie says she like Glorilla. My daughter do too. I thought she don't live here. But anyway.
And you know what, real quick, and here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with enjoying what you enjoy. It's entertainment. It's like me. I love DMX. Rest in peace to DMX. I don't think he's a dude I would hang out with on a daily.
Speaking of DMX, let me real quick. There are two artists in Jamaica that are the top. B.I.G. and DMX. Not you, Buster. Not you. Not you.
Not Busta Rhymes. Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying too. Because see, we have an intelligent audience, Sister Keisha. They know how to separate the reality from the entertainment. And that's all we're saying. Even if, like, let it be balanced. You know what I mean? As long as we ain't run outside shaking like Glorilla and acting like we the feds like DMX, we gonna be all right. But we know the difference because we intelligent. We have a level of discernment. But these people are working 24/7 to convince our people that anything they show us is us. Like we said, like, you know, we talked about this a million times, the image of Jim Crow, how society, mainstream society bought into that negative image and created laws called Jim Crow laws based on entertainment, a fictitious character. And we have to be mindful. And that's why what we do here is so important. That's why what we do on OG Wisdom is so important. That's why what Doggy Diamonds do on his channel is so important. We have to peel back the layers and give people the truth so they can have a proper conversation dealing in honesty and facts. Because if we don't, these people are winning already. They just got it on autopilot, got us fighting one another because we're not supposed to be divided. But we can't be together if we're not going to tell the truth. So are we saying, you in my crib, United States of America is my crib. A lot of people came here, not, you know what I'm saying, voluntarily. Their parents may have, because some of our folks are first generation Caribbeans or continental Africans, you know. But your family came here. There was already rules in this house before you got here. Don't come in my house trying to change the rules. That's all we saying. This is how it goes. Same thing when you go to jail. You go to jail, all right, these are the sleeping arrangements. This is how the phone works. This is how child going. This is who, these dudes sit here, so don't sit at that table. I don't care if it's empty. You know what I'm saying? Get in where you fit in, but learn the rules of the game. Don't just come over here and try to rewrite it. Say it again. You said go sit with the poppies?
Never sit with the poppies.
Oh, right. That too. It's just rules to the game, man. And people are coming here changing it. So that goes for Kamala Harris. That goes for Barack Obama and everybody else who gets in leadership, pandering to WS, you know what I'm saying? The Urugals, you pander to them to get in position and then undermine everything that we've done while you cosplay like you was down with us. That's how you got our support. But I'm off that.
Hey, Rush said, real hip hop comes from the pain and the struggle of everyday blackness.
Amen.
Now,
that's 100% fact.
Let's listen to this.
Look, you can end the show with that. That's a quote you can end the show with.
It's over after this. Here we go, family.
Inventing damn near everything in America is unreal. When you, this motherfuckers can barely build an app and motherfuckers invented what? GPS is a black woman. Well, 3D imaging is a black woman. Laser eye surgery is a black woman. Escalators a black inventor. Elevators a black inventor. The roller coaster is Granville T. Woods. Roller coaster, everything.
The cell phone.
The cell phone. I was just watching the thing on the cell phone. Our video games is Jerry Lawson in Silicon Valley. They try not to mention him, but he's the reason why we have Xbox, Atari. He did the first, before Atari, the F1 series. Jerry Lawson, a black dude who invented home videos. Super Soaker, Lonnie Jackson. It just goes on. Sanitary napkins. It's a woman. Our ADT, our security system, is a black woman in Queens. Mary Van Brighton in 1966. She invented the home security. All of this shit we did to move the society ahead, and we still get shit on. African Americans still get shit on. I can say I'm African American because I was born in America, and I know it's like to be called nigga and all this other shit. But African American history, the shit that you're talking about open heart surgery, Daniel Hale, plasma, Charles Drew. We can keep going. Surgical equipment, black people inventing, just constantly inventing, and they took everything and lied. But now things are coming into the light.
Thank you, brother.
I like you mentioned, yes, thank you, brother. And I like when he mentioned Dr. Daniel Hale Williams. Now, that was my first paper in 3rd grade.
Wow.
And after I wrote that paper, they gave me a science assessment. And so they asked me a series of science questions. Of course, I answered them all correctly and thoroughly because, in my house, we had to read Reader's Digest, Science Digest. It was a requirement. So I was already up on it, but they then whooshed me down to the principal's office. A car comes, picks me up. They call my mother to meet her down at the district. They asked me another series of questions. This after my paper of Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, 3rd grade. After that, they moved me from the 3rd grade, put me in the 4th grade. So thank you, Dr. Daniel Hale Williams.
Hello.
I've been about this genius. Stop playing with me. Your thoughts on what Brother Godfrey said?
I think in everything that we're saying, it's all about the knowledge, knowing who you are, knowing where you came from. We get a Kamala, we get an Obama, we get, whoever in whatever country. As long as you're educated by them, you will do as they tell you. And we must remember most of these people that are educated by them. You can go to any country and you will see that most of their prime ministers, most of their leadership are usually educated at a European institution. As long as that is happening, we end up being on the other side of the stick, battling like, hey, look, you look like me. You're from my country. And you're still telling me, let this guy in and let this guy in and yada, yada, yada. But this is what he's been educated on. And so many times, other people are educating our children day in and day out. Our children go to work. They don't go to school. They go to work. They spend 9 hours at work learning what they are teaching them. In order to combat that, we need to be able to formulate ecosystems where our children learn who they are, and not learn who they are when they're 24, but learn who they are when they're 7, so that when they're 24, can't no one tell them who they are. When they're 14, can no one tell them anything else but this is okay. Yes. And like you were pushed forward because you knew who you were, and they couldn't stick you with the wrong education. As long as we provide that tool, that skill to our children, we are moving them forward. And unfortunately, too many people that look like us are educated by them, and they come in front of us and we say, oh, look, they look like me. They talk like me. They act like me. That acting part, that's the easy part. Oh yeah, I could act like a homeboy. My brothers, why you not gonna stand by your sister? She's from the hood. You understand what I'm saying? So it is that. It is that. It is providing our children with the right knowledge from an early state. Most of us, or I can say for me, I had an auntie with a library in the house, and I like to read. So it opened up my horizons and me searching for more of me. I can't say the same for my cousin who is the same age as me. She may not have had that same experience. She may have been looking for other things because she wasn't codified with her culture. Your culture saves you. The idea of who you are saves you. And Fat Joe doesn't know who he is, nor does KRS-One, nor does anyone else who is saying erroneous things because they want favor from the man. After you get that favor for a second, the man is going to kick you in your butt. I wanted to say another word, but he's going to kick you in the butt like he's kicked so many other people who placated and then was like, oh no, I can't play this game. I gotta blah, 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 blah. So, we know there are phony people out there. When they dangle something in front of you, you are easily tricked with the tricknomics. So
I think I agree with what you said 100%, except for the Fat Joe part. You know who he is. He's a white man. I don't know why when people, just because they speak a Latin language, they're not all black, they're not all biracial.
And wait a minute, if he goes to Spain, they'd kick him out. They don't. I had
he can cosplay any way he wants to.
They will tell you no. They will tell you no.
That's why, sis, we are now setting ground rules. The one drop rule don't work over here. We don't accept that. We don't accept that. It don't work over here. So this is why we are getting such pushback, is because we are setting so many ground rules and it's throwing people into a frenzy. We have to.
Would the proper word be delineation, Sister Keisha?
You need to say that again, Black, because your
Would the proper word be delineation?
For Joe? He's white. I don't know why people think this is a black person or even a biracial person because of his vernacular. That's crazy. That's another thing. Everybody wants everybody in our group. F out of here. F out of here.
Yeah,
we don't accept the one drop. And we leery about most of you mulattoes. We don't trust you. But, I like, oh yeah, Sister Pat, you said it before. They call them Germans inside. You're right about that. They call them Germans inside. And she ought to know.
I remember when I used to see dudes come home from Rikers. Oh, that's Germans. The first, second, third, fourth time I heard it, I'm like, what that mean? He looked Puerto Rican or Dominican. And then finally, after one dude explained it to me, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a term going back probably to the 70s.
Yeah, it is.
Agreed. And so, we are setting ground rules. And like I said, even I'm in the chat. I'm in the Free Haiti chat. I get messages and informations on a daily. Shout out to Mama Biden Bella, one of the best to ever do it, baby. But how they rock, it's my job to be a supporting team. And I'm doing it. Oh, you're wrong on that one. Don't I think some things are a little far? But anyway, I don't, because that's not my fight. They are the generals. I'm a corporal. They are the generals. I know my position. I don't cross lines.
Sister Keisha.
No, we can't do that because your mic is crazy. So just give me a hand and then I'll bring you in, okay? Because it's crazy. Stop, Black, stop. So
the 12th quadrant of the Xenu Milky Way galaxy. I don't know where the hell Black at. Your transmit ain't transmitting, bro.
I don't know. The Anunnaki is rocking tonight. Boy, I'm telling you, the 3 motherships and the wheel is going. But anyway, anyway, I was supporting Cass with that fight. The Sahara connection, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Right on. Right on. I'm going to support. What you need for me to do? Not for me to step in it. Do y'all get it? Stay out of our fight unless you're a supporting cast. You're not generals. You losing. You've been losing. We tried it your way. We lost and we continue to lose. Now we're going to win and we're going to do it our way. Whether you agree or disagree, we don't give 2 shits. So it is what it is. Go ahead, Brother Black.
I just wanted to say that I am now promoting you from corporal to 5-star general. Take your position.
Listen, I do what they tell me to do. If they tell me to send information out, I send information out. If they tell me to look at something, I'll look at something. I'm a supporting guys. That's it. I ain't on the firing squad. You know, I might be in the foxhole, but I ain't in the firing squad. So I got nothing to do what they do. They do what they do. And I'm here. We just want the same. Stay out of our business because you're doing it incorrectly. You don't come in the vein of a Marcus Messiah Garvey. You don't come in the vein of a Kwame Ture. You don't come in the vein of our greats. So stand down. Stand down because too much is happening. Too much is happening for far too long. And all of you FBAs who are still on the Democrat and Republican plantations, you too should be ashamed of yourself. You are traitors to the race. And we're going to call you out for what you are too. You have to delineate from these parties. Re-register, as Sister Pat said here, and we had it here, as an independent non-party affiliate. That's the new movement, so that we can create our own voting block, so that we can build our own political party. It's over. And this is where it starts. And I love it because it's from the grassroots. It's from the soil. It's not from the suites. Those in the suites have betrayed us time and time again. We have so many Black mayors, attorney generals, district attorneys, police chiefs, and captains, and our conditions are the way that they are. Don't vote anymore. Don't vote for these people anymore. It's time for a new way. So, in this new way, after we delineate ourselves in the political party, and we're going to begin a huge campaign. I've been talking with some people behind the scenes. Some of you I haven't yet because I was away. But now that I'm back, I'll be ringing your phones as well. Because we have to push this movement forward. We have no time to waste. Because the Democrats are allegedly bringing back Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama. Both of them make me want to vomit. So this can't be done. This can't be done. We have to stop it. Sister Marcia, your thoughts on an all-Black political pact or political party? What say you?
I say yay. And I say
Brother Black?
Brother
Black, your thoughts?
I say yay, knowing that there's going to be some infiltration and some Charles Barron city council shit.
You're right. But this time, none of those elders are there to protect them. Not one. And if any one of them try to interject themselves, they're either going to fall in line or I'm coming to see you. And if you thought automatics was bad on your ass, you ain't catch me yet. You ain't catch me yet because I'm coming for your kids too. And the reason why I am is because you coming for mine. You're coming for mine, our grandchildren, our nieces and nephews. They're the ones that's catching hell out here. They're the ones that are out here confused because they got 29, 50, 11 genders and stuff like this going on because of the things that you have done with that vote. So, we coming for y'all too. So get ready. I wanted to talk about these things that have been happening in the news. I think, was it before I left or right after I left, someone was pushed on the subway in New York, and I think again yesterday. This is problematic. And for those of you who travel by subway, because I'm talking about the trifecta, and the trifecta meaning New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, who travel in and out for work, you need to reach out to your employers because this is quite dangerous. And have your employers put pressure on the mayor. And if they can't do that for you, then you need to quit. I'm sorry, because it's crazy out here. And this mushmouth, bubblegum, Eric Adams mayor we got here in the city of New York is a disgrace. He's a flip-flopper disgrace. And something has to be done. But people's lives are in jeopardy. And speaking of which, you just had, sorry, y'all. You just had top cop Jeffrey Madry's home raided, if you will, for allegedly asking fellow officers, female that is, to satisfy him sexually if they wanted to work overtime and that and the third. Feds is on that tail. Feds is on that tail. Everything associated with Eric Adams, Feds is on that tail. Now, this heifer, hard wig, rough wig is what I call her, rough wig. All that money she making, that wig is so hard, that thick neck of yours. But anyway, now she's recusing herself, right? Because they don't want to deal with this. But let's get into it, family, and we'll come right back and we'll discuss it.
And Happy New Year.
I forgot to bring this part up. Yeah, Brother Lenore said for overtime. And this officer who brought the complaint, I think she brought home like $400,000 in overtime, and she had to end up resigning herself. I mean, this is the degeneracy that permeates city, state, and federal government. You got people having sex on the congressional floor. You got a crackhead first son. You got all kinds of craziness going on. And y'all vote for this foolishness? That's why I question y'all. So, recently a video was released of Mr. Robert Brookes, an inmate at a New York correctional facility who was apprehended and allegedly beaten to a pulp. So instead of Tish James, this hard wig, who I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna say I know the truth, but I'm gonna say it. But anyway, this hard wig who didn't want to get involved because she don't want to arrest correction officers or police officers. So now, you know, of course she has a connection with the department's heads, as all department heads. They know the district attorney and they work very closely with the district attorney. So let's hear her commentary and we'll come right back with the murder of Robert Brookes and discuss the murder of Robert Brookes. Here she goes.
Earlier today, after much consideration, research, and review, my office decided to recuse itself from the investigation of the correction officers involved in the events preceding the death of Mr. Robert Brookes at Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County. This decision is not one that was made lightly, but we believe this is the best course of action to protect the integrity of the investigation and to ensure accountability and justice for Mr. Brookes, his family, friends, loved ones, and for all New Yorkers. My office's Division of State Counsel by law represents state agencies in legal matters, including the Department of Corrections and correction officers. My Office of Special Investigation investigates matters where an officer of the law may have caused the death of a civilian. As part of our Office of Special Investigation cases, we do internal conflicts checks. After obtaining video and identifying the officers involved in the incident, we conducted the standard check. 4 of the correction officers under investigation in the Robert Brookes matter are currently defendants in other matters and are being represented by lawyers in the Office of the Attorney General. While we are confident in the firewalls set up between the Division of State Counsel and the Office of Special Investigation, even the possibility or mere appearance of a conflict could tie up a potential prosecution in lengthy legal challenges, or get a potential prosecution outright dismissed. And I will not allow justice to be delayed or denied because of a conflict. Earlier today, we filed papers in Onondaga County Supreme Court under County Law Section 701 to appoint Onondaga County District Attorney William J. Fitzpatrick as a special prosecutor in this matter. When a prosecutor is unable to take a case, County Law Section 701 allows for the appointment of a district attorney in the same judicial department. District Attorney Fitzpatrick has served Onondaga County for over 30 years. His office is well-resourced to handle this complex and large investigation, and I thank him for taking.
Let me stop Hardwig because I got a problem. And the problem that I have with her is, she's talking about, this special prosecutor that's appointed. You cannot ask the institution that is being charged to investigate itself. So my question is, I don't know who's talking to the family of Robert Brookes. I don't know if they have legal representation. But the first thing these folks need to do is demand a special prosecutor, demand a clear and private autopsy, and then begin from there. I don't know, but it seems to me that there is a problem with the Department of Corrections, not just here in New York. How about Alabama? Because we went over Alabama, how they have them working as slaves and can't say no, even when they're not supposed to. Meanwhile, the state of Alabama is getting contracts with Burger King, Applebee's, and things of that nature. We are back in servitude. Nobody wants to look at it that way, but that's exactly what it is. Badges of slavery. We are still enduring. And this is why we have to delineate ourselves from these political parties, and we have to form our own Black political pact or party, ASAP. We have no other choice. Sister Marcia, your thoughts on the unaliving of Mr. Robert Brookes at the Oneida Correctional Facility?
Officers are still getting paychecks.
Come on.
So I don't even want to hear about special prosecution and special this and special that. The first thing that needs to be done, we have enough evidence that said you did bad by your job, you're fired, we'll investigate, we'll let you know later, but you're fired. These people are still getting my tax dollars. Whether it's 3 cents that comes out of my paycheck, you're getting that, and you're not allowed that. And I don't want you to have it. And more people need to say, I don't want you to have it. It's unfair. It's unsuited. In terms of who will this attorney be, I pray to the white Jesus that it's not Crump, because, you know, as many cases as Crump has prosecuted or defended, none of this has helped the struggle of our people. I don't know, maybe there's something behind the scenes that I'm not aware of, but what I am aware of is that you've prosecuted or defended way too many cases, and there's nothing in the communities that show, well, hey, you know, I'm doing XYZ services for the children, I'm doing blah 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 blah. I don't see anything, and so it's unfair, and he's just using these bad acts as his, you know, pocket, whatever they call that. I can't even think of words right now, but he's using as his cash cows, and that's not fair to those families either. And those families are just so happy to be like, oh yeah, I got out, I'm living good life now. You lost your child for a good life? I'm not sure about that. And this is terrible. That video was terrible, horrific. And they didn't stop. And for them to still be getting paychecks is not well. It doesn't sit well. It shouldn't sit well with anyone at this moment in time. And bump that girl, whatever her name is, that James. Hate her too. Yeah, Mike, sis.
She look like the Joker. But anyway, with her Joker looking eyebrows. Those eyebrows. But anyway, you know, like Sister Farnessa said, Crump is a settlement lawyer. He's not a trial lawyer. This Negro ain't never been in the courtroom. Where? And these are gatekeepers. It is only trials that change law, not settlement. This is why they always send you someone to settle, right? So that the laws don't change, right? They can continue to beat us and unalive us and do whatever they want, get us thrown off planes, all kinds of stuff, right? Because there are no trials. There are only settlements, and that is the problem. Brother Ray, he said that's why they call it Bigfoot country. Yeah. He said he got a friend down here doing 25 years in Alabama. Alabama ain't no joke. I'll tell you that right now. You don't want to go to jail in Alabama, Mississippi. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Remember the Scott sisters for $11, life in prison? Okay, so it is what it is. Sister Ruba says, what about the woman that was burned to death on the subway? This really out of hand. I'm fed up. Hey, you know what? We should all pull up to the mayor house and the governor house. We should
pull busy having parties. With rappers
and all that, right?
With Dominican IG models with hookahs and wings.
At Diddy parties.
Yeah, right.
Facts.
And we pay that light bill. We're paying that light bill for that party.
Somebody help me pay mine.
Hello.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all ever heard of Nexium?
Yep, heard of Nexium. And but you know, this is these old dudes. All you old heads. Cut it out. You know, they still got it. And these dusty ass women who are so thirsty for somebody will make you believe that. Especially if they got a city job or a government job. You a bum. Listen. Y'all got the game all messed up. And see, Eric Adams, you know, he comes from that era where, you know, he was law enforcement, sleeping around with any. This is what they do. When it comes to law enforcement, whether it's police or corrections, I call it the whole stroke because they all sleep around. They sleep with each other. sleep with each other, baby mamas, sleep with each other, boyfriends.
Tell it.
I dare somebody who worked for the government tell me I'm a liar. Go ahead. What branch of government you?
I won't tell you that because I know. I'm like, oh boy.
You ever been to a DC 37 party?
You know,
I call it the whole party.
I heard it was the jump off though. I never went, but I heard it's like, yo, you need to go to.
I used to go back in the days, even though I never worked for the city. I used to use one of my relatives' ID to get in free, but I just know government workers are whores. I'm sorry. Not all.
Not all, yeah.
But a big majority. Either they
but a lot of them.
Whores,
a lot of them.
I know, see a whores, drunks, and drug addicts.
Say
Tell
it again.
Me I'm a liar.
Say
whores,
it again.
Drunks, and drug addicts.
Hey, it's the American way.
They the biggest cheaters and liars on the planet.
And you can't tell them nothing because they title. I got my title, blah, blah, blah.
They love saying that.
Oh,
such brave.
What are you talking about? I got 5 more years for my pension. Just leave me. I'm gonna bury my head. I ain't got nothing to fight for. Talk to me later. And then, I can't risk my pension.
Better not work all them years. You can't get your money. But no, y'all look, y'all spitting straight facts because I'll just be enjoying the show.
Facts. Sister Pat said Crump is a silver dollar lawyer, not a civil rights lawyer. Absolutely.
Thank you, sis. Because all I see is someone that has a horrible taste in my mouth ever since Trayvon. Like after Trayvon, there was nothing else. And every time I heard his name mentioned, I never really followed cases. As soon as I heard him, I was like, oh, there go the cash cow. Oh, God.
So, Crump is supposed to respond to either real scenarios and control it. And that's why he couldn't keep Ferguson, because them people was about it. They wasn't that St. Louis is the illest city as far as murders in the whole country. A lot of people think it's Chicago because Chicago's big. But St. Louis is where they pop off. And what I'm saying is, when that became the thing, he became the next man because Sharpton was already known as a sellout. So it was like, okay, we need somebody new. They followed the template from him, C. Vernon Mason, and Alton Maddox.
Hold on. Sharpton brought him in. Sharpton brought in Sanford Rubenstein. And Sharpton was given the edict by the Madison Avenue Initiative. And we're not telling you that. We allege. This is fact. Okay? And if you blow it, bring me your best. Tell them to come up here. Bring us your best. Come on. But anyway, she said, Sister Ruben said, yes, indeed, I work for the city and the government. Yeah, it's hoes, drunks. Brother Kev said, hoes, drunks, addicts is the American dream.
Yes, it is.
You damn right.
God bless America and no place else. That's what they would have you think. But Sister Keisha, you have the video of the sister on the airline.
I was trying to pull it up. Just give me one more second. Y'all can shoot the breeze while I pull it up. Just give me a second. I got stuck.
So what I was going to say earlier too about the deletion of our brother Brookes. There shouldn't be no investigation. This should be straight up arrest. We all seen it and what it was, what it is. The man was defenseless. The man was cuffed. You know, what reason did you have? What threat did he pose to anybody? Have him cuffed and detained, choking him. I see one guard stuff
his neck,
something in his mouth, to obstruct his breathing.
His neck was already snapped. He was dead a long time ago.
Yeah,
they were trying to drag him, and his neck was like that. No, he was dead.
And that was hard to watch because they were slapping him as if it was going to wake him up. And I'm just like because we keep asking for money, well, we need to be asking for blood, and that's true justice. Okay, brother.
Let's go back to our Bible. Eye for an eye. Kick them a bunch of people just kick and beat those cops like they did that brother.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Freddie Gray.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
again, we have gatekeepers like Crump and the likes. And in fact, even down in St. Louis, when Sharpton and I think Sharpton and Jesse Jackson arrived down there, and it was like, yo, we don't want you down here. Get out of here. We don't want you. Yo,
Right.
get out of here. That's probably why they sent Crump. But like, yo, our name ain't no good down here no more.
Mhm.
Because people are hip to it. Unfortunately, Brother Black, the fighting that was going on down there in Ferguson was actually out of towners. That was something our brother Chris Elsa said on the show years ago. And peace to our brother King D Seals. He would say the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's how Black Lives Matter got their start and created the movement and stole all the money. Because they came down there, started trouble, and when money was being handed out, they skipped the line, had their hands out like, yo, give it to us. We're gonna take it back to the community. And you see they raised millions upon millions of dollars. And
George Soros.
Oh, definitely. Because I remember, what was that, 2010 or 2012, George Soros said he wants to put money into a Black organization to help Black youth. This is prior to Mike Brown's situation. This is something George Soros said, and Black Lives Matter became that catalyst. But of course, it was an agenda that he had. And it's funny how public they are with the foolishness, because you think even during the pandemic, they put Bill Gates at the helm. Like, yo, he's a computer programmer. He ain't no doctor. But we knew what Bill Gates' agenda has always been, world depopulation. And we seen it manifest right before our eyes. The reason why they didn't get the resistance they're supposed to, because they've already dumbed the people down. So people like us who are going to speak the truth, we become a problem. We're a thorn in the side, but they see how dumb they got the people to even argue over genders. Say there's 70 something different gender expressions. That is crazy in itself. How you got over 70 something expressions when there's only 2? That's how far they have sunk the human psyche, that the people are so dumb that they're fighting to be slaves and to be deleted. It's just crazy out here. We can't hear you, sis. Nope.
It looks like your mic died. No, that's
Can you
me.
hear me?
Yes, hear you now, sis.
Okay. Yeah, every time I try to load that TikTok video.
You sound a little hollow now, though. You don't sound as full as you.
I see that. I see that.
Mute your line. Black, mute your line.
Close your mic, Black. Oh. Sister Keisha, can you just share the screen?
No, I'm not going to, because I'm going to try to drop it in the chat so y'all can look at it. But no, this is a problem. I'm trying to control Black's mic and mine, so it's a problem. It's a problem. Yeah, we're gonna have to shut this down.
Oh.
Let me
I thought you was making a beat over there.
All I heard was heartbeat. You make me feel.
Hey, this just means that we super effective.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you, Black. You keep cutting on, and I'm trying to fix this thing here. But no, we can't. Family, we're gonna have to shut this down. But Sister Marcia, your final thoughts and comments.
I would like to wish everyone a great 2025. There's going to be some crazy stuff ahead of us, and we just need to put our minds together, get our minds right, and act right. Form some codes, form some protections, some security measures for not only our immediate family, but for our communal family. I need us to be prepared. And the best way to prepare is to prepare. So get in line. There's going to be lots of announcements of ways we can prepare. And Brother Tad has said it, Sister Keisha has said it, I have said it, Brother Black has said it. Know your family. Go as far back as possible. Go even further. Ask for permission, ask for guidance. Go even further. It is very crucial that you know who your peoples are so that no one could ever stand in front of you and tell you no. So that you can't, when times for running is coming, you know where you can run to and you can run for safety. It is really, really important that you know who your peoples are. I can't wait to start lots of dialogue with you all. I can't wait for us to get busy. And like I always say, make time flourish or may it flourish. Either way, time is on your side and it's in your hand. I don't think we're going to you, Brack. Brother Tad?
We can let Brother Black get one more word in. Go ahead, Brother Black.
Hey, one more.
How do I sound? I'm going to give it up. I'm going to give it up because I don't want to do it like that. Peace and love to the panel. Peace and love to the family.
Thank you, Brother Black. Thank you. Family, we definitely want to thank y'all for joining us. Glad you made it to the new year. A lot of people weren't as fortunate as we are. So we definitely honor those who've transitioned, those who known, those who are unknown, those in our family and those in our community who may have transitioned. We honor you. We thank you for your contributions and positive impacts. Should have you had a positive impact in the community? We definitely thank you. We're definitely thankful for the new people that were born this year, the new babies, particularly my granddaughter, Sione. Shout out to Sione Cromwell. Yeah. Grandpa baby. And to the babies that will come in the future. Family, it's a new year. We're a quarter of a century into the new millennium. We have to, it's imperative we have a paradigm shift. We have to dead the old ways of thinking and come with new thoughts and ideas for a new future. AI is on the rise, so we really can't trust our eyes nor ears. A couple of weeks ago, we did the Laurel Yanny experiment, where we played a sound and people operating on different frequencies. Some people hear Laurel, some people hear Yanny, so we don't know who's right or wrong. So keep your head on a swivel. Be mindful. Practice a level of discernment. All right. Check me out every Sunday, 2 p.m. OG Wisdom Podcast. We definitely appreciate the love, likes, supports. Tell a friend and tell a friend. This is what the sophisticated people are talking about. Come to Thorough Black Talk. This is where the intelligent people are hanging out and having conversations that really matter to the community. So y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay true. And remember, no matter how hard things may seem right now, there's always better days ahead. Sister Keisha.
I love you, Brother Black. My brother, for real, for real. That's my brother from another mother. That's why we up here on the bridge. I love all three of these comrades. So, that's why they up on the bridge. And back in the days when Brother Tad and I sat down and Brother Ashe to figure out the paradigm of how we wanted to move and things we wanted to discuss. And, Brother Tad made it plain. He said, let's just only discuss things that matter to us, period. So that's the trajectory that we've been on and that we continue to stay on. But we definitely appreciate each and every one of you for rocking out with us every Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m. right here on the Brooklyn Bridge. We would discuss things that nobody's talking about or analyze in a way that they are not. Give a special shout out again to our fab faves over here, Sister Pat, Brother Leonard, Brother Kev, K Rush 409, Aunt Marie Farnessa, Sister Marie. What's good, Sister Aruba? We definitely appreciate y'all. And again, do not forget to check out the OG Wisdom Podcast and the BK William Mackey History Club. You can catch all of the replay videos live on YouTube. And Brother Ray Ray, I'll be calling you in the next day or two. so we can work some things out. But again, y'all, appreciate y'all. Next week, Brother Tad and I, we will go over our family lineage because we want you all to get into the habit of knowing where you come from. You know, we're able to go further back than most of you, believe it or not. But I'm going to get off my soapbox and we're going to let y'all ride out. Enjoy the rest of the week. And please, please be safe out here. At the same time, be dangerous as ever. Be out, y'all. Good night.
On the Brooklyn Bridge tonight, voices strong, knowledge tight. Thorough black talk in the air, changing minds, changing flair. From Brother Tad to Sister K, warriors got things to say. Sister Marcy brings the heat, Brother Blacksmith keeps the beat. Revolutionary waves, they fly underneath the open sky. Every word's a call to fight. Tune in, feel the ancestral light. Thursday nights the world will see Black Power Media on a spree. Facebook, YouTube all aligned, breaking free from every bind. Social talk and politics, every voice breaks through the matrix. Commentary raw and true, for the many, not the few. Revolutionary waves, they fly underneath the open sky. Every word's a call to fight. Tune in, feel the ancestral light. Social talk and politics, every voice breaks through the matrix. Commentary raw and true, for the many, not the few. Revolutionary waves, they